And Elisa Moed is CEO of Travelujah. She's joining me now. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
So when we look at those numbers, the sort of obvious question that comes into the mind of people here in Israel is how much does that actually have to do with the ups and downs in terror attacks?
Well, the increase in November, if you look at November 2016 versus 2015, even 2014, where we just finished up the Gaza war, we're really looking at a comeback over 2000 and really 2013. So we're just getting back to normal, which would be about 3.5 million tourists for the year, hopefully.
What countries are driving those record numbers in November?
Okay, well, the United States is actually doing very, very strong so far for this year, and part of that is really because it's quiet. People perceive Israel as a really secure and very safe destination, and that's obviously a very good thing because we really are a very safe destination. And you also have the United States still coming out of a global, crisis. The economic power there and the economic situation has really improved dramatically over the last several years. So people who might not have traveled a few years ago are now starting to travel. And that, combined with the fact that, thankfully, it has been relatively quiet over the last several months, has really driven.
Newcomers also in China and India.
Yes. So China is still very small. We talk a lot about China, but really we're in 5,000. But relatively speaking, there's a very new strong wave of kind of, I don't want to call it underground Christians, but yes, in a way, that will be driving tourism to Israel over the next several years. Plus, what we have going on in Israel in terms of, amazing innovation has gotten headlines all around the world.
And
in
a lot
India,
of companies making those investments, not just coming as tourists, but writing a big check at the end of it.
Yes, but also Israel is really the nerve center for countries around the world who want to come here, and they are sending delegations, whether it's in cyber, whether it's in water. 8 years ago, we had this water crisis. You couldn't take a shower. Now we have an abundance of water. So countries are sending delegations to study Israel, to study what we have done correctly in terms of innovation. Why is it? What is it in the culture? So that's really driving a lot of business tourism as well.
When you're also in your position both at Kennis Tours and at Travelujah, you're encountering people from all over the world who are maybe thinking of coming here. But as you hinted to, there's a lot of people that see this region as all about conflict. How much do you actually encounter that, and what sort of perception do you see of Israel?
Well, it's very complicated. We see people coming here because actually they want to understand and study the situation, the political situation, that much more. We're seeing a lot of interfaith delegations that are coming to us and reaching out to us to put together programs that will take them into the Palestinian territories as well as Israel and meet with influencers and different human rights organizations and high-tech companies to really understand what's going on. So that's one layer. The other layer is, we're seeing, obviously with what's happening in college campuses, we're seeing many more colleges coming here and trying to understand the situation. They want to understand.
Campuses, and when you mention that, the first thing actually that pops into my mind is BDS.
That's right.
It's a big hotbed of anti-Israel and boycott divestment activity.
So we're seeing more and more Jewish federations and other organizations that are sending delegations and students, and I'm not talking about Jewish students, I'm talking about all sorts of students that are coming to assess the situation. They really want a balanced view of not just the political situation, but the civil society, and really what's going on underneath the surface.
Exactly.
And Israel is a democratic state, because you really have to look at all of these different issues. So these types of delegations are coming more and more because they really want to understand, and it's incumbent upon us to make sure that they're receiving a very balanced view and taking them into the territories and showing them and having them meet people, and of course the authentic experiences that go along with that, which is going into the homes or going into the universities and meeting with students and having peer encounters.
So when you have people that are coming here who maybe had some sort of vague notion of what this region is all about when they came, but didn't really know, and come and you take them into the West Bank, across Israel, what are sort of some of their biggest, their takeaways, their impressions when they leave?
You know what? They're people just like us. They want to bring food home to their families. They want to have a secure future, and they're actually very surprised that at the end of the day, they're just like us. And
it's not all guns and tanks.
No, it's not. I mean, there's a lot of really good things going on. Unfortunately, no offense, but media likes to play it that it's all about conflict.
Well,
and it's really...
on that note, we'll stay with us for a story that's quite different than what the media generally portrays of this region. Elisa Moed, thank you very much.